My dear friends, today I am going to talk about a great soul by name Sridhara Aiyavaal. He lived in a place called Nallur, which is near Kumbakonam in South India. Actually, why I am doing this recording in English? There's a reason for it. Throughout India, in every nook and corner of India, many sages have lived and their devotion to Lord is to be understood through some of these recordings. That is one of the main reasons why I have taken it up on myself to talk about a few people. Sridhara Aiyavaal belonged to Andhra. There was a king, and under him one minister was living and serving him. After his death, the king told the son, that is Sridhara Aiyavaal, to take up his father's post. But Sridhara Aiyavaal said that I am not interested in this job. My mind is towards Shastra and Veda. So please forgive me for not accepting your offer. Saying so, he walked out of that place. He travelled far and wide and he came to Nallur. He settled in that place because that small place was full of Veda Pandits and he liked that atmosphere. He started living there with his wife. He was a great devotee of Mahalinga Swami, who was in a temple in Thiruvidai Marudur, that is nearby to his place. Once upon a time, when he was living, he had to perform his father's yearly rites, death rites. There are some procedures to be followed, and he and his wife had cooked food for the function. I should not say function, it was a death rite ritual. And when he was about to start, he saw one person who was very hungry and he gave the food. He knew that he should not give, but still he gave. Actually, this was done by Thiruvidai Marudur's Mahalinga Swami to expose Sridhara Aiyavaal to the world, his devotion to the Lord. Soon after this happened, he had to face the enmity of the village. People who had to help him in the ritual did not cooperate with him. They told him he had to go to Kasi and then come back. That was the procedure he had to follow. So what he did was, he kept some darba grass and he performed the ritual. And it so happened that there were some Vedic sounds from his house, though there were no Veda Pandits in his house. The nearby houses, some of the people heard it. They did not know how it happened. They were looking at each other's face and they were wondering. There were no human beings in the house to chant, but still sounds were coming out from his house. They kept this to themselves. The ritual was over. After keeping the darba grass, he completed, and within a few days, he and his wife, they started going towards Kasi. A few yards after they left the house, one lady met them. She asked, "Who are you people? Where are you going?" They told her that they are going to Varanasi. She said, "You need not have to go to Kasi. I am Ganga. I will come to your house in the well which is situated in the house on the Amavasya day. So you go back to your house," she said. They came back to their house and they waited for the Amavasya day. And on the day of Amavasya, he found that Ganga had started coming into his well and she was overflowing, and everywhere she started with her water force. Then he had to control that water force. The nearby villagers came and they were shocked, they were amazed. They came and fell at the feet of Sridhara Aiyavaal. They said, "Please forgive for whatever we have done to you. Out of anger, please do not leave the village." He said, "No, no, I will not leave the village." And he continued to live in that place. One day, when he went to the temple at Tirudai Mardur, he got late. He had to cross a river and reach the temple. While coming, it was very late, and there was nobody to row the boat to put him on the other shore. He found one person to take him to the other shore, and it was none other than Lord Shiva. Next day, he told the boatman that it was so kind of him that he left him nearby his house. He said, "Yesterday I was not there in duty," he said. Then Sridhara Aiyavaal understood that it was God himself who had come in the form of a boatman and he had taken him to the other side of the river. So that is how the incidents were happening in his life. One day he went to the temple and he prostrated in front of the god, and after that he never got up. He ended his life, but it is believed that no body was found. That was the story of Sridhara Aiyavaal, which we can say that he was a Mahan at that time, and even to this day, Kartika Amavasya day, it is believed that Ganga comes to his house in the well which is there in his house, and nearby people go and take bath in that water. So I request you all to hear this story of such great people who lived in our country, and I would continue my journey in bringing out more such people for your kind reading.